Have you hit a goal? Maybe it was an income goal that you had, maybe it was a weight loss goal that you had, and then you immediately set the next goal and we were working towards the next thing. I think we've all done that, but there's a key in there that actually can be increasing your stress. Specifically, we're talking about financial stress, but this principle kind of applies to all areas of our life. So we're going to dive into this is second, maybe third, really third part or third episode where we're talking about financial stress and reducing financial stress either right now. If you're watching this, listening to this live, we are in the middle of the holidays, but this is really something that we can and do experience year round. So regardless of where we're at, this is the perfect time to dive into it. So let's get to it. Welcome back to the Your Money, Your Life podcast. I'm your host, Amy Circa. We are talking today again about financial stress. This is the third episode, really, where we're talking about financial stress. Today, I am pulling 2 strategies from my Reducing Financial Stress guide. It's got 7 simple ways to reduce financial stress. We are not covering all 7 on the podcast. So if you want to check that out, that link is amycirca.com/reduce stress. Link will be in the show notes as well. So last time we talked a little bit more like tactical strategies. And today we've got one tactical strategy and the other one is a hybrid. Like tactical strategy and mindset mixed in. So these are both important. The first one is so simple to do, but it makes such a big difference. So let's get into it. Create a cushion. Okay. Remember how, if you listened to last episode, we talked about the check-in with your finances and designating that time that you're going to sit and look at it, right? Oftentimes, people struggle with doing that because, I guess, first off, we live in a society that has so many loud flashing notifications all the time, your phone, your computer, all the things, right? But that, again, there's that fear of the unknown, because what if you miss something, especially if you are budgeting on like zero-based budgeting, where every dollar that you have is assigned. Can be a little stressful because if you forget something, because we're human, we do forget things. Will it overdraft the account? That's probably the biggest thing, right? Like our fear of overdrafting the account, missing the expense or whatever, and then things that need to be taken care of aren't taken care of. It's a whole thing, right? And there's that fear. It's like, okay, I have to manage this. I have to stay on top of it. I have to do these things to make sure it doesn't happen. Really simple solution. We create a cushion. Okay. So the way this works is you pick a number. You can start with $250. I've done $250. I've done $500. I've done $1,000. We've done like multiple different things. And it really depends on where you're at in your situation and what you're comfortable with. It could also be like what you're working up to right now. If you can make $250 happen right now and you can work towards $500. Okay. So we're going to pick a number. And I do this personal and business account for our business. Well, I guess most of us are business owners here. So we do this on both sides, right? You leave a cushion in your bank account. So what that means, we'll say it's the $500. You leave $500 in your checking account. And like when you look at your budget, $500 in the checking account technically is zero because it's like a safety net. Your savings, $500 from savings sitting there, okay? So when life happens and you forget something or there's some sort of emergency and you have an expense that you didn't quite plan for, you have the $500 to fall back on without overdrafting the account. There's a sense of safety there, okay? Personal and business. Like really, that's it. Like it, for your budgeting purposes, the 500 means zero. The money's in the account, depending on where you're set up at. Either credit unions, I guess the bank that I'm at now for my personal checking does. You get a little bit of interest on it. Great. Fantastic. But you have the peace of mind. And that is game changing. Okay. Creating a cushion. Really simple. The other thing is the second part that I wanted to cover today is kind of what I alluded to in the beginning in the intro. And this is about celebrating your progress. We've talked on the podcast before, time and time again, about gratitude and having gratitude for what we have and those things. But this is a little bit different because so often, especially with the income goals, we set the one income goal and then we hit it And then we set the next one without taking a minute to stop and to celebrate what you've had, to celebrate the subscriptions in your business that process every single month. Because do we appreciate those? Do we celebrate them? Or do we just kind of assume they're going to be there? But if somebody decided to cancel, you'd feel it then, right? So why not take a moment to celebrate and to focus? I've got the text notifications that go off on my phone when a sale comes through for me, whether that's a subscription updating, whether that's a new sale, one-time sale, whatever it means, whatever it is, it's a cash register sound that I've got set up and a little text message that I get and we celebrate. And I have this whole routine. I don't even know that's a whole routine. Okay. I have several things that I do to celebrate and to honor that because we are celebrating our progress. It doesn't matter if it's a $9 subscription for Execution Lab or a bookkeeping cleanup project that I'm billing that's $2,000. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the amount. Income, money is money. And we can celebrate those things that we have. You can celebrate, maybe you work to cut expenses and you're increasing profit that way because maybe you're in a spot that you wanted to do that. Maybe you had duplicate subscriptions. You found more streamlined processes. We're going to talk a little bit more about that next week. But the energy is the energy. Doesn't matter the amount. Celebrate and appreciate your progress builds the positive momentum and it shifts your focus. So I have a spot where I honor, recognize, acknowledge every day that I've received income. Now, and it's not even necessarily just income. It's like every day that you receive. Do you have somebody that maybe bought your lunch? That's receiving because they paid for it, right? And you're receiving the food. When you start to celebrate and acknowledge how far you've come and just in general, this kind of like it's the gratitude and the celebration. We're going to combine it because it's that energy of, again, it's like having enough. And we're going to get into this more next week. I'm so excited for this episode. But when you can come to that place and acknowledge how far you've come, powerful exercise to do, look at your income year after year. Like how much growth have you had in your income? From 2 years ago, 5 years ago, depending on how long you've been in business. And if you're W-2, you can look at this as well. Like see the growth, see the progress, because we can get caught up in the weeds and not appreciate how far we've come. All right. I think that is a great place to leave it at today. If you are listening to this live and you celebrate, Merry Christmas. I hope you've had a wonderful holiday season. I'm so excited for next week's episode. I think it's going to be amazing. Links will be below in the description for the full guide, Reducing Financial Stress Guide for 7 Simple Ways to Reduce Financial Stress. That's amycirca.com/reduce stress. We'll put the link down there as well to book a call with me if you are like, I need to prioritize my finances. I need to get this figured out in 2025 and I don't know what kind of support I need. Let's get on a call. We'll walk through it, see where you're at in your situation and which program support level is going to be right for you, where you're at, your budget, all of those things. Okay. That's it for now. We'll see you next time. Are you tired of not seeing consistent cash flow? What if you could stop wasting countless hours working on the wrong things only to leave yourself more frustrated than you started? All without jumping from strategy to strategy just to try to find one that works and without requiring a week of reflection or a time audit because you don't have time to do the things that you need to as it is. My cash flow calculator might be perfect for you. This assessment style calculator reveals your blind spots and what you're missing so that you can finally see consistent cash flow month after month. So grab my cash flow calculator absolutely free and unlock the right work that you're probably already doing in order to finally see consistent cash flow month after month. It's only going to take 90 seconds and you don't need to know any of your numbers to actually do this. Then, as a bonus, there's a special way you can get me to give you feedback on your results. Simply go to amycirca.com/cashflow to access, and of course, that link is hanging out in the description for you.